So I have a bit of a bag problem. And I think this can solve it. Oh yeah, also ignore what's going on up here. This is current status with the whole coronavirus thing. Quarantine and yeah. Haven't really done much with my hair the last couple weeks. Not hating it. So currently I pack most of my camera gear when I travel into 2 different bags depending on where I'm going. If I'm traveling on business, I use the Peak Design Everyday Carry bag. This fits most of my business gear and my camera gear in there. You can open it up from the side and have compartments. Have my camera gear down here and then also all my business stuff up top to keep it separate so I'm not scratching the bodies, the lenses, anything like that. So there's a little bit of separation and protection in this bag. Now the Think Tank is more of a gear hauler where if I want to bring a lot of gear, this is the one that I use to take things everywhere. It doesn't have as many places for me to put my business gear if I have to travel for work. This one, of course, has all the separations. You can put the drone down here, all the batteries, accessories, those types of things. But there's not much space in this one to take other things like jackets, hoodies, pretty much anything else other than just your camera gear, accessories. That's it. Now, enter my new bag I just got. A couple months ago, I backed Peter McKinnon and Nomatic's bag on Kickstarter. So this is gonna be a video that's a little bit of an overview and a preview to seeing how this bag copes. So this bag was sold as a travel/camera bag that has some additional compartments other than just your camera gear for protecting your gear, adding some clothes for a couple nights, etc. So I'm hoping this will be the bag to end all bags for me. We'll see. So here is the bag. It's pretty simple, pretty clean design. It actually opens from the back, which is different than my bags. So it's a little bit of a change, but there's a lot of padding that goes on these straps. One of my biggest complaints about the Peak Design bag is that the straps are a little thin. So if I am carrying a lot with it, it does cut into you a little bit over the course of the day and cause some pain. So this thing's loaded with features. It is waterproof or water resistant. So if it gets rain on it, they did actually include an additional rain fly that if you are nervous about it, you can put that over the bag. But what's nice about this is that it has this additional section up here that you can pack and close. So I actually got one of the little travel cubes from Nomatic, and then it's got the tie down so you can put in a couple things of clothes up here. What's also cool about this, so the default configuration is 35 liters of space, but it does have an extension to expand that. So if I take this zipper, I actually can get more space out of that. So it expands 7 additional liters from 35 liters to 42, which is pretty good. Let's get into the compartment itself. So I can fit a full-size laptop in here. I edit mostly with a 15-inch MacBook Pro when I'm on the fly, sometimes my iPad. But let's get into the core of the bag. All right, so this bag's loaded with features and they made a bunch of accessories that come with it. So I got most of the accessories since I needed a few of these things to better protect my gear. The first thing is this variable ND filter or ND filter pouch. That's some nice hard foam. Will protect the filters. I was mostly keeping them in their individual cases that they came with. This will be helpful for me. I also got a couple pouches. There's a battery pouch that has a nice magnetic. So I can fit 3 batteries in here and organize them. The other thing I got is this SD card pouch. I already have one that I use from Pelican that's waterproof. This one is not waterproof and sealed, so this one I might not use as much. So one of the other things that came with this is an accessory pouch like this. So usually I throw my action camera gear just in my bag and then hope for the best. This will actually be able to organize some of like the loose cables. If I want to put, you know, my laptop charger in here, an extra battery for the action cam, toss the Osmo Action in here, I can do that and protect it in this little case. Then if I get to the hotel, I can take this out, toss it on the desk, and then go about my day. So the really cool feature about this pack, so it is organized, as you can see, with different sections all through here. So I can organize this to fit my camera. It does have a side access over here to get the camera very quickly. So I will configure that for my Fujifilm. And then I can take all these dividers in and out, organize these to carry my lenses, you know, store my microphone down here, rainfly if I want to keep that. This other thing is really the interesting feature about this bag. So this bag actually came with two bags. This overall bag and then a smaller bag that acts as a camera cube as well. So this thing actually opens up to store additional gear in here. So I imagine I'm gonna put my drone in here with all the accessories, batteries, all that. But this isn't just a camera cube. What it does is that it expands open into a backpack. So this day bag actually expands where I can use this as a backpack to just go around for the day, put some gear in here, keep this camera cube down at the bottom. This is actually a pretty handy thing because if I'm going places hauling a bunch of gear, usually I try to bring my Camelback as well. And my Camelback acts as a day pack, hydration pack. So I need to find a way to pack that usually to fit that in my bag and travel with that. This acts as the same thing. So I can pack my gear in my bag how I normally would and then have a day pack readily accessible. So then when I'm done using, I can just zip it back up and it fits right in the top on this part of the bag up here. Up in the top, it also has a tablet sleeve, which is kind of nice that if I open this up, it actually only goes a quarter of the way down. So this will be able to fit my iPad if I want to do mobile editing. So typically when I'm on the go for traveling for work, maybe I'll use my iPad for editing, not bring my MacBook Pro. Put my iPad in there and then put my work laptop in the back. It's a little bit easier. My other bags were kind of cramped trying to fit an iPad and a thicker laptop, which I use for business, and overall just wasn't great. One of the features I liked about my Peak Design bag a lot was in these pockets, you can actually pull out additional straps for attaching additional items that I can clip this on and then tie down a tripod or something else that's in this side pocket. These also go over here. There's other straps that come out of the bottom. My Think Tank bag, it wasn't as robust as this system. What's nice about this new bag is that it also has the same feature sets and different tie down points all over the bag, on the sides, on the front, where it does have some straps that I can do the same thing. I do miss one of these pockets that opens up from my Peak Design bag. There's only one on this, and then it's got the magnetic clasp. What's really nice about this bag too is that no matter where you grab it, it has a bunch of handles. So I can pull this out from the bottom, the side. When you're talking about airplane overhead bins, this is nice. So now the real question becomes, can I fit all the gear from these two bags into that? So let's first off talk about what I have in my current bag. This will be more of a what's in my bag 2020. Also note that the Fujifilm X-T3 that I'm shooting this on has a 10 to 24 millimeter lens. This is typically what I shoot my vlogs with. So yeah, there's a lot to put in there. So I think what I'm going to do first is pack the drone into this camera cube, which I'm gonna need to finagle this around a little bit because MAVIC does not fit the way it's defaultly assembled. I think if I just take these sections out, and these are just very nice, pretty padded. It's got Peter's little Pirate Life skull on them. These are nice little dividers that I'm just gonna keep the spares in the top up here. Okay, there we go. Now I've got the MAVIC 2 Pro in there. Just needed a little bit of finagling. That should fit nice and snug. Then I can take my extra battery, pop it in there. Battery in the top, accessories around the bottom, like the controller, and we are pretty much good to go. And there we go. There's the MAVIC 2 Cube. So obviously when I get to hotels, I can take my MAVIC out, put my camera gear down here if I want to take some extra gear, or just take the drone with me in this day bag, which is incredibly helpful. And of course, this sits up in the top, all very nicely. So now let's get to the main bag. So the main bag, I need to remove a couple of these dividers for this pass-through for the camera itself. So the camera is gonna fit through here, and then I will have this lens on the camera most of the time that I'll go through, and I can pull it out through this side pocket. So the camera will go in here. I'll have 1 to 2 more lenses in this area. So I'll have something like the 56mm f1.2 that I carry with me pretty much all the time. Just rearrange one of these to hold that in there, nice and snug. These foam things are always funny to play with, and they're always kind of a pain in the butt to move around. But once you set up your bag for the first time, if this is how you use it all the time, it's a one-time thing. So now I've got my 56mm f1.2 and my 35mm f0.95. So this is a manual focus lens. It's made by Minicon. It's actually pretty cool. Take some sick photos. And then I've got space for the body and the 10 to 24 right here, so that's perfect. Now if I want to pack some of the accessories like the filter and filter rings for stepping up, I will put that right in the filter case. So this has space for, I think, 6 different filters, and then all the padding. So I can keep all those filters very nice and protected in here in these different sections. And I believe this fits up to 82mm sized filters. So that's kind of cool. I get rid of this stupid case now, which this filter goes on there when I'm shooting outdoors just because it's super bright. And it fits in there all nicely. That'll go up in this section. So each one of these pockets up here was actually designed to fit the various accessories. So the filter case, SD card, and battery case is up here. This whole thing, I have to say, was really well thought out and well designed. Drone filters, pop those in there too. So I think with the X-T3 going here with the lens, down here will be some miscellaneous space for the microphone and then some other adapters, because I still put Canon EF lenses on this camera. I still use my 100mm macro. That's an L series glass that works fantastic on this. My other miscellaneous stuff, I believe, is gonna go in the front pocket. So I'm gonna zip this section up. So that's all in the back access. And then in the front, this will probably be when I'm not traveling where I put my power cables and battery pack. So I have a battery pack that can charge pretty much all my stuff since it's USB-C. That'll probably just go right up here with the cable ready to go. And then I'll put my other chargers and my other adapters, like the SD card reader for my iPad to be able to import photos. All these different things will probably go up in here, quickly accessible, ready to go when I need them. This will also be where my headphones go if I'm carrying a Nintendo Switch when I'm traveling, which I frequently do. And then sunglasses, all these different pockets and pouches and zippers will carry all that miscellaneous stuff that I usually need for business meetings, adapters for my laptop, etc. All right, so I really haven't put this on with gear yet, so yeah, it looks good, feels good. So I think we'll try this out for about a week, and then if you have any questions about the bag, any of the features, I'll link the product page below. This is not sponsored. I paid the money and backed this on Kickstarter just because I thought it would fit my needs. But if you have any questions about it, let me know. I'll try to answer them in the next video the best I can when I do a full comprehensive review.